Hey, Steph Infection.
Yes.
Have you ever had a nice guy obsessed with you?
By nice guy, do you mean?
Incel.
Yes. Then yes, I have.
Welcome to Incel Horror.
Welcome to Deadsville.
Greetings, Boo Believers. Welcome to Deadsville Horror Talk. I'm your host, Ronin James. To my left, the lovely Steph Infection,
Hey, Scream Hearts.
who has probably been harassed by an incel or two in her time.
Or 1,000. Okay, maybe not that many, but quite a few. Should see my block list.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's pages long.
Yes, well, Steph Infection will be able to relate, as this week we are going to finally review Obsession.
It's the third week, I believe.
The third is going into the fourth week that it's in the theaters, and yes, we saw it the night before it came out.
Yep, yeah.
And both of us were pretty angry as we left the theater. And just like emotionally drained and...
Yeah, it was definitely an emotional, more emotional than I thought it was going to be. And psychological than I thought it was going to be.
So yeah, we had to take some time to process. Yeah. I had to calm down a little bit because, I mean, from the get-go, I just wanted to... we'll get there.
I am glad that we waited because my views on things have changed.
Mine are similar, but I still, I will just expand upon some of them, I believe. But
I think I would have been bashing it way more that first
probably.
weekend. Yeah.
But in case you've been living under a rock, you've probably heard of Obsession. It is the rated R... I can't believe they call it a dark romance, but it's a psychological horror, supernatural horror from YouTube sensation Curry Barker. And this is one of the couple of internet YouTube sensation movies that are dominating the box office right now.
Yeah.
Currently, we have Obsession. It is just setting records left and right.
Setting a lot of records, yes.
So it set a record with its debut, and then it set a record in its second week by actually making more money than the first week.
And actually, in the third week, there's more. So a movie that, just real quick, that cost $750,000 to make is projected to have a $250 million final profit,
like box office
return. So that is, like, I think they said like 333% of an increase, which
that's insane.
It would be the second, I think, like top grossing movie since Blair Witch which nobody's ever going to top that because it was like $200,000 to make that, and then they pulled in so much. But we're of a different time now, so.
Inflation and everything.
Yeah, and good, but that's a plus for horror, so I'm very excited.
No, absolutely. 26-year-old Curry Barker, YouTube sensation. He did a short film called Milk and Cereal. I think it was about 45 minutes long, and it was made for like peanuts, and everybody loved it. It won awards at festivals and such.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see it because
I think it's on YouTube. He put it right onto YouTube. He bypassed the whole studio system, and for that I applaud him. I know, he's made his bones on YouTube as a content creator and a comedian, and it's funny how all these comedians wind up doing horror movies.
I mean, because
you look at these guys. Jordan Peele went from doing Key and Peele to doing some of the best horror movies we've had in recent years.
Most of us have a very messed up brain, and we need to laugh at things, and we enjoy horror. So
the two ends of the spectrum, laughing and being scared to death.
Yep, I love them both.
But yes, in addition to Curry, we also have Kane Parsons' Backrooms right now that's also setting records at the box office. The indie horror YouTube creator chain, I guess, whatever, is taking over the Hollywood studio
not a chain,
system.
But I applaud them for that because
they just bypass the system, which is great because
that's awesome.
So it's twofold. It's awesome, but right now that right now in every Hollywood studio boardroom, in every Hollywood studio meeting room, there's a bunch of suits sitting around watching YouTube videos now, looking for the next fucking YouTube guy, and they are going to milk this shit the same way they milk every trend. Hollywood is nothing if not trend chasers.
Well, we can hope they are dumb and they're not doing that.
They are. They're 100% doing it. I guarantee you. That's going to be the next thing you see. When John Wick came out, it was like a hot minute of stunt coordinator turned director, and there was a couple of stunt coordinators that got hit, But the superhero thing is just like that's a perfect example. They just the comic book stuff came into play, and Hollywood just ran that into the ground. And now, like superhero, unless you get a solid creative team involved, most of the superhero movies that they're putting out are pretty unwatchable shows and stuff like that. Unless you're talking about some of the higher quality stuff, like some of the Daredevil, Punisher stuff that we're seeing now on the Disney Channel as opposed to in the theaters. The theaters still struggle for the superhero stuff. Although I will say Superman was awesome last year. Probably my favorite movie of the year.
Yeah, well, 40X helps with anything like that, too.
But with anything, the suits are going to come in. They're going to beat they're going to beat it to death. And there's going to be a lot of watered down product that hits the theaters and video on demand and all that stuff as well. So,
which it's going to be that way anyway. However, I would like to see that people that made it, just their name on YouTube and had a small following are now making millions in the box office. So that's
absolutely,
awesome.
Absolutely.
So,
but now the thing is, Curry's next job is he's working a studio job for A24, making he's doing the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, or is he doing the TV show? One of those two he's set to do, and it's probably on his IMDb. But now he's got to work for the studio, and this is when they come. Now, at least it's A24, so they are usually a little more art-driven and a little more creator-driven as opposed to the cookie-cutter stuff that we get from Hollywood. But there's A24 that definitely misses the mark as well. So
I'm 50-50 on A24.
Yeah. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, it just says pre-production. But I think it's the movie. It's like the reboot. I don't think it's the show. And then he's got another thing in post-production called Anything But Ghosts, and I've heard of this one too.
Okay.
2 fake paranormal investigators must face actual ghosts while dealing with the deception of their own fraudulent business. And it's stars Curry Barker as well, and Cooper Tomlinson, his partner. So this was another one that...
I wonder if this was...
These are the same guys that do all the content on YouTube.
Yeah, I wonder if it was done, before they even made Obsession, or if it's just in post-production, like if it's going to be of lower quality.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out. It's on Blumhouse. It's a Blumhouse production.
Okay.
So you see the poster there, Anything But Ghosts, and it's got the Blumhouse logo. So, all right, well...
And they're going to do an anthology series, I think.
That's what people are saying. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I mean, Hollywood's going to try and milk this. I guarantee you there's plans in the works for lots of One Wish Willow stuff. If you don't know what that is, we're going to dive into it in a second. That's enough about the YouTube phenoms currently. You can check out plenty of stories online about all of the current YouTube phenom creators that are making movies. And yes, Backrooms and Obsession, part of that. And Backrooms has been compared to Skinamarink, and that was one of the things that with Skinamarink, which everybody loved, which I didn't even watch, I'll be honest. I haven't seen Backrooms. I'm not rushing out to see Backrooms because it looks a little slow for me. And
which I don't mind slow, but I see back and forth, so I don't know. Well, I mean, eventually I'll see it, but
I've heard it compared to Skinamarink, and I won't watch Skinamarink because I've heard what happens and nothing happens. It's boring, boring, slow burn, atmospheric, where literally nothing happens. So, but that guy came from doing YouTube videos as well, the Skinamarink director. So he was another YouTube creepypasta type, YouTube horror short guy as well that made Skinamarink. So here they come. I just wish some of them, we'll get into some of it, and this is a good film. I will say it's a good film, but it's still got its problems. I think.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of people hyping this thing up like it's this amazing work of cinema, and it's good, but it's got its problems, and we're going to get into them.
But yeah, it's got a lot of problems, but I understand.
I understand what they were going for, and there's a lot of plot armor. We'll say there's a lot of plot armor that goes on here. But all right, before we dive into it, we will do our intro, give you a little bit about us. I am Deadsville director Ronin James. I've been a stuntman, stunt coordinator, done some acting, and now I direct and produce. But I've been in stunts for over 20 years. You've seen me get unalived and double for villains and get my ass kicked and crash cars, jump out of windows, all that stuff in all kinds of things. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, probably the most notable, and I've got headbutted by the Punisher and knocked out by the Tick and a bunch of stuff. So yes, you've seen me before, and now I am here imparting my behind-the-scenes wisdom.
Yes.
And giving some insider insight, I like to think, to these horror movies that we review here on Deadsville Horror Talk. Steph Infection, my partner.
Yep.
She's been here for about 8 years doing the thing. Executive producer on Amityville Barbie, co-creator. Yes. We just won another award.
Yes, we did.
Thank you very much to New Jersey Horror Con and Film Festival. We got the Best Editing Award, which, yes, we were pretty shocked to win. We were nominated for 3 things.
Being nominated for 3 was just
we were hoping we were going to walk away with 1.
We did.
Figures were crossed, and we did. We got 1. So thank you again to them, and thanks to the whole team that helped us make Amityville Barbie versus the Evil Deados. You'll be able to check it out soon on our Patreon. But Steph Infection was the co-creator and executive producer and what else? Line producer, and you were on our second scene. I think you were you were an actress.
And an actress.
and also first AD.
Yes.
Yeah. Many hats. You also ran, did the head of the wardrobe department.
Yeah, whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, whatever's needed.
Lots of stuff. You got a crash course.
Yeah, whatever is needed, just tell me how to do it and I'll figure it out.
Yep, crash course in #SetLife.
Yes, yeah.
So
I work in healthcare, so it's definitely been all crash course. But that's why I think, as a beginner, and not a beginner right now, but through the last, almost decade, I've learned stuff, and I would like, to tell people my experiences and maybe learn from things that we both know and have gone through. So. Yeah.
Not with us tonight is our third co-host, Haley Hansen. Haley is passing on Obsession for now. As after we saw it, we kind of said it should come with a trigger warning because there's some very triggering stuff going on in this movie. If you haven't figured it out, there is some SA happens.
And look, I'm not somebody that gets upset at things, but
no, but
it was not at all. I think now people know, but going into it before the first night, we had no idea it was going to be the way that it was, and it was
So I would have appreciated a trigger warning, and we kind of mentioned that when we talked to Haley after she asked us what we thought of it. We didn't spoil it, but we said it's pretty grim. There's some triggering stuff in there, especially if you have stuff, in your past. So I decided to sit it out until...
made me lose my breath at a couple times. So, but it turns out fine because today's her birthday. Not that you're going to be hearing this on her birthday, but she's out celebrating. So happy birthday, Haley.
Happy birthday, Haley. So, all right. If you are listening on YouTube or watching on YouTube, be sure to like, subscribe, ding the bell. Be sure to follow us on any of the streaming platforms where you get podcasts and all the social medias, and now on our Patreon where we will have Amityville Barbie available for the first time to the public
on Monday.
Man, I got to get that set up.
Well, you set the date.
I know. Yeah, we'll be good.
You got all weekend.
Yep. We got to get some promotional materials together too, Steph Infection. Some marketing materials.
When?
I don't know. Over the weekend.
I don't have time this weekend.
Well, yes, follow us on Patreon as well. There is a free membership tier, and then there are paid tiers with various perks and bonuses and access to different things we do, different content that we post there. So.
Yeah, and we're still learning, so bear with us.
Yeah, the Patreon is still under
still
construction, so we're still figuring a lot of that out. But I'll have Amityville Barbie up there on
Monday,
so you guys be ready.
Yes.
All right, let's get into it, Steph Infection. Why don't you read our synopsis?
All right.
Possession. Obsession.
You keep saying that,
I know.
actually.
Well, because it's a fitting title as well. I think I would have liked it more if it was called Possession, because then...
No, you would have been more angry because it wasn't a possessed movie, really. It was.
It was.
We don't really get any details on that.
Yeah, because we'll get into that when we get into spoilers, because I have a whole theory on that one. But go for it, Steph Infection.
Okay.
Obsession synopsis.
Okay. After breaking the mysterious one-wish willow to win his crush's heart, a hopeless romantic finds himself getting exactly what he asked for, but soon discovers that some desires come at a dark, sinister price. Dun, dun, dun.
All right. So it describes it, but it leaves out.
Well, it's a one.
I guess
plot.
Yeah.
It is. He does that. He finds himself getting exactly what he asked for, but it's not really what he wanted. So I don't know why I said that.
Yeah,
she does love him more than anyone in the world.
I know, but also again, and this is part of my problem with the whole movie in general. The problem with this synopsis is the problem that I have with the movie itself is putting it in the perspective of the
supernatural.
No.
Oh.
No. Putting it in the perspective of the villainous character.
Oh, yeah. Which don't even get me started.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna. That was like my biggest, because when you read that synopsis, the whole thing sets you up, and that's why I think, and that's one of my biggest problems with the movie is that, as we're gonna get into the spoiler-free takes rather quickly here, because there's not a long cast list, and we'll go through them in a second, but. Yeah, one of my biggest problems was that it's very ambiguous because of the way it's set up and because your main character is essentially the villain of the movie. If you haven't heard now, that's like the big debate online is who's the villain? Is she the villain? Is he the villain? Is this one the villain? And it's very obvious if you are, to women.
No.
It's obvious who the villain
The thing is, I'm just going to say this now. I have literally gotten into back and forths with men online to exhaust where I'm like, why am I even letting this bother me? But I thought it was teaching moments. Even the creator himself said it was meant to be that way. Why can't you see he is the villain? Did he mean to be the villain? No, that's fair. But then once you make that choice and all your actions after that choice, that's what made him the villain. It's not the initial thing, and that's what some people don't understand, and we will get into it. But it's not him that he made the wish. We've all made dumb wishes. I've made wishes when I was a kid. I want so-and-so to like me. I want them to love me.
Well, and the worst part of it is that I've seen men, saying Nikki's the villain.
Dude,
and now Nikki's
I can't even grasp that, and I don't want to get, but it's not even her. I can't grasp these people.
It's crazy.
And I think it's a lot of these people have said, I've seen it down the line on these threads. Oh, I didn't actually see it. Okay. All right. Well, now you're just an idiot. Right. You're just an idiot.
Well, and that's
you're even more of an idiot than I thought you were.
And that's where a synopsis like this. Like you read that synopsis and it's making the main character, after breaking mysterious one's will, the weirdness crushes heart, a hopeless romantic finds himself getting exactly what he asked for, but soon discovers something that kind of. It makes him sound like the sympathetic hero of the story who just.
No, and he kind of
made a wish and got and bad things happened to him, and you should feel bad for him.
It's
and that's
not,
how men went into this movie
and
feeling.
it's not that.
That's not
It's
it.
all of his bad decisions
Yes.
after that. I would have maybe done that. You know, you really have a crush on somebody. You're kind of pathetic. He's so pathetic.
So
Pathetic. You make that
get
choice.
Let's get to. So this is kind of playing on the direction of the film and the writing of the film, and that's again, we'll knock that out real quick so we can get to the stars. A lot of the problems I had with it fall on Curry Barker. The direction, the writing, the way he ambiguously kind of sets the hero/villain character as the main character up. We'll get into when we get into spoilers. I have some inconsistencies in story that I want to discuss, and some medical questions I have for Steph Infection about.
Oh God, I don't even know these questions.
I haven't even brought this up.
To just piggyback on what you just said, if it wasn't for Kerry Barker's father, Kerry Barker would have given us an awful ending.
Oh yeah, he wanted to do. Let's not get there yet. I don't want to.
No, I'm just saying this has something
I
to
guess
do.
it is.
I'm not
within
saying what it is.
Yeah,
this is his direction.
Yeah.
So his choices, it goes piggybacks off that. His choices were some questionable,
and there's
some
other
brilliant,
creative choices that I had that I really question in here that we will get to in the spoiler section as well. But I mean, he does a good job of building tension.
Oh God, yeah.
It looks very nice. It's aesthetically very nice. It's shot very well.
I'm proud of him for being a 20-something-year-old.
Yeah. There's genuine creepiness in here. It goes out of its way to make you uncomfortable and succeeds at every turn in making you the most uncomfortable you could possibly feel.
Yes.
Without doing like gross, Hostel and The Mummy type, making you squirm stuff. This is just awkward
poking
people.
the eyeballs or something.
Yeah, there's nothing like that. This is just awkward people being awkward and uncomfortable around each other.
You have you have secondhand embarrassment. You have secondhand creepiness.
Secondhand cringe.
He does a good job at that, and that's why I'm glad that I sat on this and thought about it for a couple weeks.
No, absolutely. There was a lot of good in there.
I hated it in the moment, and I was
and absolutely.
And now I'm like.
But the problem with it was that there are certain times he sacrifices story to get to those moments. And there's certain things that he does in here, again, we'll get to later on, that I ask, well, why is she moving like that? And certain things aren't explained. Certain things where I'm just like, I get it. We're trying to do creepy stuff and we're trying to show creepiness and we're trying to set up these creepy scares and stuff like that. But it also has to make sense in the universe, in the logic and the rules of the universe. So sometimes I feel like he stepped out of that.
He did, and I think it was things were probably cut and stuff. And that's what I think. I think it's your first time doing a big kind of
and I think also I felt that way also because when I went into this movie, I felt like we were going to get a cursed object movie, more of a cursed object movie, and we had a cursed object, but it never really gets explored more than that phone call.
Well, we
never really did.
You're going into other stuff.
I know, but that's what I'm saying though. Like that's why I'm saying the marketing and stuff like that, and it kind of we're thought one thing, but the writing and direction took us into this other direction altogether. So I felt a little misled when I was in there as well because I was like, this didn't really. It was a supernatural horror, but we didn't spend a whole lot of time. Excuse me, like exploring the. Supernatural aspects of it. So it was more of the awkwardness of the human interaction going on the superficial.
Which is his direction, but also he was the writer, so he's better a director, I feel like, than writer maybe. Yeah. But I get the whole story itself is good, but some of his choices were not in writing. Yeah.
Agreed. All right, so let's get to our cast.
Yes. The only one I knew prior was Indy Navarrete because she was in 13.
Sorry, I'm coughing.
That's all right. I was just sneezing a bunch. So she was in 13 Reasons Why. I think it was like the 4th season. She played Estella.
So I'd never seen her before. She was great.
She was one of the main characters in one of the seasons of 13 Reasons Why. Not main characters.
She was amazing.
She was main enough that
she was just.
She was so
creepy, so
good.
believable.
She's going to blow up after this. Oh, yeah. She's going to be in everything. Yep. You want to see? We're going to get sick of her. We're going to see her so much.
Yep. I mean, the only one I really recognized was Cooper Tomlinson, who played Ian, because he does the YouTube shorts with Kerry Barker. That's his partner. Those two.
Which
are
one? Oh, yeah, yes. Okay, and I didn't
the
recognize
best,
him.
best friend.
He was good, though. He was good at his
Yeah, no, he was
character.
good. He was good. He's a decent actor for what he was doing. He's kind of like a Chad.
Did you watch Superman and Lois, this
I
TV
did
series?
not.
Okay, so she was in that
as
too.
well? Okay. Yeah, but Indy Navarrete steals the show. I mean, she is absolutely amazing. Michael Johnston plays Bear, and I guess he does a good job because I hated him.
I hated him before I really hated him.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
I didn't like
yeah.
him in the beginning.
Well,
So
at the very beginning,
I was
as
so
soon as it
pathetic.
starts and we see how pathetic he is, I leaned over to you. I said, I hate this motherfucker already.
Yeah, so I think
already hate this dude. And I could already see he was just like one of those sniveling, nice guy, afraid to like, he feels that he's nice all the time so that the woman owes him her love, but he doesn't have the balls to friggin'
he talks like that.
to like say it, to like, he can't be a man and just say it.
I don't know.
Again, that's getting
he's
into the thing.
attractive, and but he's very quiet. So I
wanted to kill him. So
he
his acting was good.
He was a good cast. However, I don't understand how people had sympathy for him in the even in the beginning of the movie.
No, me either.
He felt like I was like, come on, dude, you like.
He's just such a spineless little turd,
and
he has no personality. And we're gonna get into we'll get into that too.
He is not a bear I would have chosen.
Yeah, we'll get into that. We'll have to wait till for spoilers. Andy Richter is probably the other big name on here.
Yeah.
Who played Carter.
I forgot.
And he's been in a bunch of stuff, of course.
The
Conan TV series, the most notable. Elf, Madagascar.
Yeah, I mean, I've
stuff.
Yeah, so. Seen him.
But yeah, Andy was on. He was like Conan's straight man. On the show for years on Late Night with Conan. All right. Other than that, I mean, the cast all does a pretty good job. There are a lot of young people who I don't know.
There was like one party, so I don't know, in school, like it's not.
Yeah, it's mainly just the four friends. Really, is what we mostly see.
Yes.
So, all right, cast is good enough. Let's get to our. Splatometer is next.
Yeah, why don't you do that? Do you remember what we even gave this? And did we even do
We
this?
didn't even rate it yet. There was only...
It's in the middle. It's not really...
There's only a couple scenes where there's blood that I can remember. Now, one of the scenes...
is horrifying.
Yeah, it's pretty horrifying. It goes on pretty long and...
Uncomfortably long, which again...
And apparently the next cut... There's a director's cut. It goes on even longer.
I heard.
They told him he had to cut some of the smashes because it was too much.
And we're not
that's what I was trying to remember earlier too. It was originally, this movie is doing well in the box office. This is another thing that Obsession is the first one to do.
On almost 2 hours, is that?
No. They announced they're coming to streaming. After, I guess, the first week that it was out, they announced their streaming date. They've retracted the streaming date.
Yeah.
And they're keeping it in theaters because it keeps making more money. And
I know.
Kids are still going to see it, and word of mouth is still keeping it afloat. So
Which,
they have,
I can't even
I forget what it was
imagine
changed to,
right
but
now.
they have changed the streaming date.
Yeah,
So
good for them. I mean, I
keep
think
it
of
going.
this YouTube kid, and his parents were involved in this movie. I mean, his mom was a graphic artist. His dad was involved with the writing. Like, I just kind of, I like that about him. The more I read about this movie, and I'm like, good for you guys. Like, holy crap, make 333% more than your budget. That's just, it's really cool.
Well,
Project it.
It's good to see. All right, so back to the splatometer. Yeah, there's only like 2 scenes and then 1 scene with a body, I guess, in it. And
Yeah, it's not too...
It's not too much, so I'm going to say like I'll go a 4 out of 10.
Yeah, that's fair. Now,
The one scene's pretty gratuitous.
Yeah, and that gets all the 4 pretty much by itself. On the cringy meter, can we just say cringe-ometer?
Cringe-ometer is
Cringe-ometer?
off the charts.
Off the charts.
Yes.
20 out of 10. Holy crap.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into our spoiler-free first takes. Steph Infection, you go ahead.
Oh, jeez. My spoiler-free. So when I first left the theater, I will say I was cringe. I mean, during the movie, I was cringing. I was kind of wincing. I was very uncomfortable, visibly. even to the point of not just from the uncomfortableness of some of the writing and some of the things that happen, but even in the creepiness, like I thought there was going to be jump scares. It's not necessarily a jump scare movie. There are things that kind of pop out. It was enough that I was covering my eyes. I didn't know what to expect next. And there's those, it's kind of like that anticipation kind of horror where you don't know what's coming and it could be this, it could be that, but it's long and it's kind of makes you anxious. It's tension, building the tension. Yeah. So I enjoyed moments like that. Some writing I did not like, which we'll get into. I do think that, not that I need trigger warnings for stuff, but I just didn't think it was going to be this at all. I appreciate this movie. When I first left, I gave it like a 5 out of 10. Because I was very much in the middle. I was scared of it during it. I cringed. It did its job, but I felt like I didn't like it because I don't like that type of horror. And I didn't think I could recommend it. Now seeing everything, reading about it, kind of looking at other people's takes on it, I've taken it in more. I think I like it a little bit more than I did just from reading and respecting this guy way more. So I raise it to like a 6 out of 10, I think. And who knows? I said I wouldn't watch it again. I might. I don't know. I'm not saying I will, but it made me so uncomfortable. So it did its job.
And you recommend seeing it in theaters? Tell them if they should spend their money on it.
At first, I would have said no. I think if you are somebody that can deal with psychological horrors, and if you don't have any kind of traumatic background, that assault
that'll trigger you in your background,
go see it, because you need to see what everyone's kind of talking about and to keep horror alive. And I think that I will watch whatever, something that he makes again. I personally do not enjoy this type of horror. So it's hard for me. That's why I was much in the middle. But I'm going to raise it a little bit to a 6 out of 10 just because I respect the hell out of this guy now.
All right. Well, I gave it a 6 out of 10 out of the theater. I appreciated, and I said this out of the theater, and I'm pretty much staying where I sat. I appreciated what he was going for. I saw what he was going for, but I absolutely hated the entire experience of being put in the point of view of this piece of shit, nice guy. And I mean, right from the get-go, like I said, the minute we meet Bear, I'm just like, I hate this motherfucker. This is who I have to sit inside their head for the next hour and 50 fucking minutes. Is this loathsome, spineless piece of shit nice guy dude who I just wanted to smash his face in. And that just got worse as the movie went on. I just, and I will also note, while I'm watching it, I'm thinking to myself, so many men are going to miss the point of this movie.
Yeah.
Like that was just in my head the entire time I'm watching it. I'm just like, so many fucking dudes are going to miss the point. And it was driving me insane. There was stuff that was like, okay, are we supernatural? Are we not supernatural? What are we doing here? Like, she's going to be creepy, but then why is she moving like that? And then I had the other big issue that I had was I felt like there was some underlying misogyny in this movie still, even though this is a movie where he's trying to, show that the man's the bad guy. And I get it. The underlying issue, the plot here is, nice guy bad. The woman was the victim. He's telling the story, but he's telling it from a different point of view to kind of tweak the narrative a little bit and make it interesting. But at the end of the day, the physical violence inflicted upon the female characters in this movie is way more intense and humiliating and degrading than anything that happens to any man in this movie.
They got off easy.
It's just, and that was my biggest, I
don't know if it really is that how he feel, or does he want people to
think that men get off easy. I get it, but that just pissed me off even more. Know. Especially the very unsatisfying ending. And I don't care for the ending that he said he had originally. I don't care for the ending that it just had. I wanted nothing more than to see that motherfucker get his face smashed in.
Yeah. Well,
And leaving the theater without getting that was very unsatisfying. So I gave the movie a 6. I'm glad it's an indie horror. I'm glad it's blowing up. I'm glad it's being talked about. I'm glad people are having this discussion about, about who was the villain, who wasn't the villain, because it's,
it's not clear.
Exactly.
In his
it's very
depiction.
clear to some of us who the villain is.
It's obvious.
But the way it's laid out is it's made too ambiguous so that it's questioned. And now we have people out here who really miss the point of this. And that just,
Which I
get it, art should be left to interpretation, but if you're trying to make the statement that that women are being victimized out here by controlling men, you're not doing it a strong enough job, because a lot of men miss the fucking point.
Yeah. Which I think we said that when we first left the theater.
Mm-hmm.
And as I started to think, that's why each week I was like, man, maybe he knew exactly what he was doing to make people fight on the internet. Say, I'm going to go see it.
He's a YouTube guy. He knows how to fucking farm controversy.
Yeah, so
he knows how to do that.
I said it to you. I go, oh my God, he's probably a goddamn genius, because he's just making people go, all right, well, now I got to go see it.
Mm-hmm.
Kudos to you, because you didn't do what we wanted. You didn't give us that tie in a bow, happy fucking ending of.
Oh, it wouldn't have been a happy ending still.
No, but you know what I mean. Of us seeing him get his way. He gets some way, but not not our way.
Yeah, but see, there's a certain, and I'm not saying I need a cliche ending or anything like that, but there's a certain catharsis that you get when the person who has been doing rotten shit to somebody all movie finally has something rotten happen to them. Mm-hmm. And nothing rotten ever happens to them.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. There's things, but we're not going to get to spoilers.
Nothing as rotten as happens to the other people in the movie ever happens to him. No. He gets off super easy.
Yes, I agree with that.
So fucking mad.
You may not think that, though, because we're not being very clear on what the ending is.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, well, we'll get to it. All right, jump to the Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, yeah. So the Rotten, let's see, they're both around the same. The Tomatometer is a 96% with the critics, with 251 reviews, and then the Popcorn Meter is 94% with over 10,000 reviews.
Yep.
And it's mostly good that I've read. People that do have some negatives or in the middle views pretty much agree with us. It's very uncomfortable. Let's just say we all agree on that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I'll read this one. Ty Burr, 2.5 out of 4. Barker doesn't quite stick the landing, and Obsession rolls rather than races to a stop in its very final scenes. It still leaves audiences with enough for boyfriends and girlfriends to argue over on the drive home or on the way to splitting up.
Yes, I did read that earlier. That is a perfect. It's perfect.
Again, doesn't stick the ending, because I did not like the ending, and his dad's end, or his original ending wasn't working for me either, I will say. But the arguing between the boyfriends and girlfriends, that's going to be the argument. Who's the villain? That's what it's going to be, and that's where the guys are going to be like, "Oh, see, women are crazy." I can't tell you how many comments I saw from men on social media.
This is why I don't date.
Yep, this is why I'm single.
Yeah, this is why you're single, Jerry. This is why you're single. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, you're single because nobody will touch your pee, you loser.
Yeah, this is why you're single. You're choosing to not be with women.
Choosing, yeah, exactly. Okay, sure.
Oh my God.
So, all right.
Give me a break.
That's gonna do it. Yeah, fucking incels.
Oh my God.
Anybody that doesn't know what incel means either, real quick before we get to our break here, incel is a term for involuntarily celibate. And they're males who have deemed themselves too ugly, and women won't give them sex, and they feel that they're deserved sex just for being men. Yes. And because women are women, they should be giving men sex.
Or they take us out to a fancy dinner and expect something. She didn't give me anything. They exist. I have dealt with them. And this is a perfect example of, this is why I don't date. Then you call them an incel, and they are that dumb that they say I'm not an incel. You just said you're not dating. You just said you're not out there. This is why you don't do whatever. You're not sexing with
Well,
people.
I guess he would be a voluntarily celibate.
Wow.
So he would say, according to him.
According to him, yeah. So what's that? I should have just made up a term.
Adventures in Snacking.
What do we have today? Steph Infection for Adventures in
Let's
Snacking?
see. It's something you picked up. It
Yes.
is Hot Tamales Tropical Heat. Chewy, spicy, fruit-flavored candies. Ugh.
Mm-hmm. Fiery lime, mango chili, and pineapple picante.
Actual size. They look big. And each picture is like a pineapple with a chili pepper at the bottom. And then, like, they're each
different peppers.
Different peppers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet and spicy. Is this like the
It's
error
the thing,
of
man. The kids
of
love it.
sweet and
The
spicy?
kids love the sweet and spicy.
I love sweet and spicy, but not with candy.
Yeah, we're
with
gonna.
Skittles.
I know. This is.
All right. Ready?
Hold on. Now, before we get to Adventures in Snacking, just know we are going to jump to the spoiler section after this. So if you haven't seen Obsession, go to the theater and see it, pause the podcast, and then come back and listen to spoilers, and you can see if you agree or disagree with our hot takes. We're going to give hot takes after we have some hot tamales.
Yeah, I hate hot tamales.
Me too.
Candy, I mean.
Yeah. I don't like cinnamon, but this is
know.
different because there's no cinnamon. This is chili and sweet. So it's like fruit and chili peppers.
We will see.
So, all right, we'll be right back after this with Adventures in Snacking.
Papa.
Yeah, Bear chewing up down there. So.
All right, hurry up.
This.
Yep,
All right.
because I'm hungry.
Jump. Adventures in Snacking. Here we go. We have the Hot Tamales Tropical Heat.
Yes. Chewy, spicy, fruit-flavored candies. Fiery lime, mango chili, pineapple picante. What flavor would you like to try?
I like the mango, John.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to try that too.
I want that mango, John.
I'll give you mango, which it looks like is orange. And I'll do... Oh,
This is Sweet Heat. All right, I got my mango.
I thought they were going to have like red dots on them. They don't.
They're in there a little bit.
I don't see any.
Yeah, maybe not. All right.
No,
here we
you're
go.
making things up.
All right, I'm making it up.
I got pineapple picante. All right, it tastes like lemon, actually.
I got some mango.
Right now. Okay, now I got the heat. It was sweet. It did not taste like
Here comes the
pineapple.
chili pepper.
Mine tasted like lemon, which is weird.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's
Just like a slight heat at the end.
yeah. So
It's
if
still sweet. When you first bite into it, it tastes like the
yeah, I think actually these aren't as bad. What did we do with this? The Skittles, the gummy Skittles.
the Fuego.
They
gummies.
had a bad taste after
Yeah.
it. I feel like these ones aren't bad. However, I don't like spicy candy.
You did the fiery lime.
No, I didn't. It was yellow.
No, that's because look, that's
Oh.
yeah,
Maybe
because there's an
that
orange
makes
and
more
there's a
sense.
red.
Oh.
See, there's the orange. This is the pineapple there.
Oh, let me try that one.
Yeah, the mango one was good.
Oh, yeah, that's pineapple. I was like, wait, pineapple's like lemon. No,
Yeah, the colors are a little off on this on the here. I'm gonna try the pineapple one too.
Pineapple is actually good, but then again, I don't like that spiciness after. Ugh. It's hitting the back of my throat. What does she say?
That's not bad. I barely got anything at the end of that.
Oh, I got a
pineapple
lot
picante.
for the pineapple
Did you?
at the end. Not as much as the lime. So I guess they're each a little different.
Yeah, that's not bad though. That's decent. I
If
didn't
you
go
like,
blah, so
no, if you like spicy and sweet, that's
a little sweet heat at the end.
yeah,
You
it
could do
tastes good.
worse.
Yeah, it tastes good. I just don't like that.
Yeah, I just got a little heat now on my tongue.
Got a little heat on your
A little
tongue.
heat on the tongue.
Mm.
So you don't recommend the hot tamale tropical heat, Steph Infection?
No, unless you're a psychopath that really likes spicy candy. Look, I know you guys are out there. I
If
love
you do,
you.
yeah, if you like spicy candy, that's a good movie snack. Head
you-
to your local Dollar Tree and grab
Yeah, if you
yourself
like
some.
that, if you like the hot tamales, the cinnamon stuff, or anything with a little bit of kick. I love spicy food, but spicy candy, not so much. But yeah,
That was interesting.
interesting.
All right, that's going to do it for Adventures in Snacking. You know what? Time it is now, Steph Infection.
Oh, I need to get the shovel, don't
Break
I?
out the shovel, because it's time to
I need a real shovel in here.
dig
Oh,
deeper.
come on. Just pour the dirt on me.
Get it on your face. Digging deeper. We're back, Boo Believers. This is the point where we get into spoilers for Obsession. So if you haven't seen it, this is your last warning to pause now if you don't want the movie spoiled, because we're going to get right to it and go through kind of a timeline of what we liked and didn't like, what worked and
Yeah,
didn't
I
work
think
for
we're
us.
going to just start probably talking about what we didn't like in certain parts. However, we were trying to tiptoe and probably, in the spoiler free.
Yep.
And it was really difficult. So.
Yeah, so here we go. Spoiler time.
Yes.
Digging deeper. Quote, Bear Bailey has romantic feelings for his friend Nikki Freeman, both of whom work with their friends Ian and Sarah at a music store. He returns home to find his cat, Sandy, has died after accidentally consuming oxycodone.
Right away, I looked at you and I went, we're going to see that later.
But this isn't how the movie starts, though, so that's not a great way. The opening of the movie, let's go with the opening of the movie, and right off the bat. Well, it opens with Bear, and we're in his face, and he's confessing his love. He's professing his love to his crush.
That's right, yeah.
And then when we pull back, we realize he's not actually confessing his love to his crush because he's a big pussy. He's actually practicing confessing his love to a waitress at the diner.
Yes. Which
While Ian sits there and coaches him and makes fun of him.
But you know what? It was a brilliant opening scene, so we get how pathetic this guy really is. And
Totally. And right off the bat, I hate this motherfucker already.
Yeah. So he was not.
He's just so, it's so
He's not a liked
cliche,
person.
trope-ridden. Oh, God, he made me want to puke.
I know.
Made me want to puke with all that crap he was spewing. But I do want to point out, we open the movie there, and Ian is like, oh, dude, just tell her, blah, 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 right? Yeah. That's how we start the movie off.
Yeah.
Ian, just tell her. Okay?
He's like, just ask her
This
to
is
go
my,
for
this
a
is,
drink or
here's,
something.
I'm just going to, because this is spoiler section, so I'm just going to get to it now. Later in the movie, we find out that Nikki and Ian have been fucking for 2 years behind everybody's back, including Bear's.
Yeah. So Ian's a dick.
And Ian's an asshole. Everybody in this movie is a fucking asshole with the exception of one character.
Sarah.
And I'm,
she caught the worst of it. However, I feel like Ian, in hindsight, I was like, oh, he thought that he was going to let his friend tell her, knowing
Nikki will turn him down.
Will turn him down, and then his obsession will come. His obsession
I get
will
it.
be over.
I get it.
So, and then maybe they could come out and talk. So I get that, you get into a relationship.
But dude, here's the thing. If him and Bear are boys, and he knows Bear has a thing for Nikki, and he's been sleeping with Nikki for 2 years. When he started sleeping with Nikki, he's known that Bear's like Nikki since high school, and they're out of high school years now. So,
did you ever have someone you're like, okay, you guys have never dated, so I'm going to go do my thing.
Right, exactly. But then you tell them. Like, he should have told him, too. He should have been like, hey, dude, I'm your boy. Me and Nikki hooked up last night. I just got to tell you.
Totally agree. I think, look, I'm making up a whole different movie at this point now, but I could see where it's like, oh, no, let's not do this. Okay, we're going to keep doing this. Oh, but Bear loves you. He's my best friend. He's going to be heartbroken. And then you're like, okay, we won't tell him. Okay.
But for 2 years?
I don't know.
Like, I get it
if it's fucking for
I get if it's like 2 weeks they start fucking, or 2 months maybe, but 2 years? 2 years?
Look at this guy. He's pathetically in love.
I know, but dude, when Sarah came and told him that they've been fucking behind his back for 2 years,
dude,
I was like, I knew he was a fucking asshole. I was like, oh
he
my
was,
God.
yeah.
Nobody in this movie is a good person, with the exception of Sarah.
Yeah.
And she gets it the worst.
She does get it the worst.
But yeah, that whole opening scene, like right off the bat, I just wanted to smash his face in. Right off the bat, I was just like, I hate this fucking guy.
Yeah.
I just, like, look, I'm not going to give my age. I'm an older male. I have been around a lot of men for a long time, and I can usually spot. I can spot these fuckers. I can spot it. I can spot their.
I don't think you need it like a magnifying glass to spot this motherfucker.
But I'm saying, like my. I know that you have gaydar for gay guys, but I need like Inceldar.
Inceldar.
I need, like Celdar or something.
Just Seldar.
Celdar. I can spot an incel from a mile away.
Yep.
But yeah, like as soon as he opened his mouth, I was like, this motherfucker. Oh, I want to kill him. Because you're just like, he's one of these nice guys. I'm a nice guy. Why don't you love me? I'm a nice guy.
Gosh, this just reminds me of a situation where I remember I told somebody, I thought we were just friends, that I was dating somebody after I had broken up, and I guess he was trying to work up the courage over like a month to ask me out, and then he went into a stall in the bar, and my friend came out and said, well, he just ripped the mirror off the wall, and I go, what? He was so angry that he didn't get the chance to ask me out.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you snooze, you lose. That's what happens. You snooze, you're a loser.
I wouldn't have said yes necessarily, but I would have been nice about it.
Let him down nicely. Yep.
Yeah, but they exist.
All right, so let's also, so Bear goes home, finds the cat dead. How the fuck did the cat get into oxycodone? That's so ridiculous. I mean, that was just so ridiculous.
It really was.
His grandmom's fucking medicine. His grandmom recently died. Like, okay, but they have child-proof lids on these things.
Unless it was just
and
wide
somehow
open.
The cat got the goddamn.
How many cats do we have?
There's a bunch, but they're not open in no child-proof medical jar.
They would not be eating that crap either.
No,
they would not be eating more than one if they ate it. Look, I'm not going to say whatever. It was foreshadowing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, the cat's dead, and Nikki calls, and this is where I started to dislike Nikki, like when her personality, like her normal person.
Yeah, she was a bitch.
She was a bitch.
Yeah,
she was a total like stuck up. She knew, you get right from the phone call that she knew that Bear liked her, and she uses that to her advantage. Yeah. Oh, Bear, you're not going to come out. Boo hoo. Bitch, his cat just died. Didn't he tell her, I'm just going to stay in? Then Bear, stay in. Your cat died, bro. And this bitch got to be like, oh. And then she's like, I lost my crystal. Boo hoo.
Oh, yeah.
And he's got his, so he, not only does she fucking boo-hoo him into going out when he should be staying home mourning his cat and his grandmom.
Crying over her, situation either. But I don't think we were supposed to like any of these goddamn characters.
Except Sarah. Again,
No,
Sarah's the only one. But then I had a problem with Sarah too.
I had a problem with her too. She didn't start off great either.
Well, I don't know about that. My biggest problem with her was, like, it comes out that Sarah has a crush on Bear.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, why? Why? That is, out of everything in this movie, that's probably the most unbelievably written part of the movie.
Yeah.
Why?
Because she knew him as he was actually honest with her and wasn't
But here's the thing.
pathetic.
No, it's not about that. But like, what's Bear's personality besides being a lapdog for Nikki?
Oh, yeah. Like,
he has none. He has zero personality. He is rizzless. Well, he has negative riz.
I will say we didn't see a lot of it. They have been friends since high school, so I don't freaking know. Maybe they have,
But I don't see anything through this whole movie that shows me that Bear has any personality outside of, I love Nikki. I want Nikki. Oh, Nikki. He has, like, what are his hobbies? Well, I don't know. He lives in his grandmom's house that he hasn't redecorated. She died. He liked the cat, I guess, because he was sad, but that's about it. That's all we get. He liked the cat.
Yeah.
He has no personality. Does he read comic books? I don't know. They don't go show his room. We don't get anything. Like, that's how you, like when you show a character's room, you show their living space or something, that's how you build, like, some kind of at least personality. Just, you don't even have to say it. Just show something that gives
That's
he
why
had nothing. There was zero personality to this character, which made it totally unbelievable that Sarah had a crush on him.
I know.
Like, it's totally believable. Nikki wants nothing to do with a romantic involvement with this guy and is just like leading him along so that he will buy her stuff and give her attention.
Yeah.
And that's his entire existence. So I like, that's believable, but I don't believe for 1 second that Sarah had, like,
not in the real life situation.
Like, maybe if she did back in high school, maybe when he had a personality, but after 2 years of pining for Nikki and seeing this, dude, wouldn't you get over it? Like, if you had somebody that you had a crush on, And they just pined and like openly pined. Like he openly pines for
You know how quick I get the ick for just any little niceness.
I know.
If you're even remote, this is why I hang around with you.
Get along.
If you're even remotely nice, to overly nice to me, or even just nice, I don't like nice. I will find a problem. No, he's nice. I'm just kidding. But no, I don't know. I get the ick pretty quickly.
Yeah, so yeah, I just don't buy it. Even if she had a crush on him in high school way back when, for the 2 years, yeah, she was the coolest one. She wanted to be a tattoo artist. Mm-hmm. I don't know what that had to do, I guess, going to art school, but she's like, I don't know if you know this or not, young people, but you don't have to go to art school to be a tattoo artist. You just learn to draw and go be an apprentice somewhere.
Well,
there's
yeah,
no no certification. There's no
she would just want to
program for.
I don't even remember that. I knew she got into art school. I don't remember.
But that was like the big thing. She's talking about, my dream's to be a tattoo artist. If I don't get accepted to art school, how can I be a
that's
tattoo
right.
artist?
I don't remember that being like a thing that she said if I don't get accepted. Maybe because her parents.
She was worried.
Maybe
She was
because
worried
her
about
parents
not getting
wouldn't let her be a tattoo artist unless she got into art school.
I don't know, man.
Let's just
that was
create-
a dumb.
let's
That was
create
another dumb
things.
plot line too.
All right, so
Well,
moving.
that was another thing where it just seemed like, oh, well, she's kind of gothy. She wants to be a tattoo artist. Whatever. Just write that. Sure. Just a throwaway line.
Got to go to art school to be a tattoo artist.
So she wants to go to art school. Sure.
Just say art school.
If you can draw, why like you don't need
Just
to
say,
be
I
you
need
can go
to
to
go
art.
to
You don't
art
need to
school.
go to art school. Yeah, I know exactly. I want to go to art school. They don't.
Yeah.
Like I feel like the extra. I want to be so I could tattoo. Had to show how cool she was.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a very try. If that's what he was going for, it was very try hard.
I forgot
It was
about
a very
that,
hard
yeah.
pick me, try hard thing. There was a lot of pick me, try hard going on here. Not just there, but in the whole thing with fucking Bear. Should we talk about how Bear's name is Bear? And how there was the whole thing, probably around the time he was writing this movie, of if the woman came upon a man or a bear in the wilderness, would they pick the man or the bear?
So I thought that was definitely that, and now I don't know if it's just a coincidence or not.
The timing of it just seems like he wrote this, and that's what, like, Baron Bear Bailey was specifically Bear. So that I don't know but I'm trying to figure out the message. What's the metaphor? There is no choice.
You're not picking this bear. You'll pick a bear out in the woods, but not this bear.
Either man or bear, you lose either way, ladies. Is that
That's
the message?
why I
you
think
get?
it was. I don't think it was. I think it's just a coincidence. I really don't.
No, but I think it was definitely done to be a play on that whole man versus bear.
I know you did.
You don't have it. I think it was like you don't have a choice, just like Nikki didn't have a choice once he breaks the fucking English willow.
I thought that too, and then I was like, well, maybe it just was a fucking, I don't know, coincidence.
All right, so anyway, she complains about not finding her crystal, so of course Bear has to go buy her something.
Yeah.
Because that's what these simp-ass motherfuckers do. They just...
Even though Ian's telling him not to, even though he's like,
right.
I don't know why giving him advice.
Right. Well, because Ian's banging her in the background. So he's like, dude, would you stop simping over to my chick that I'm banging, please? I'm trying to be nice about it. I'm trying to give you all the advice that I can without directly telling you that I'm fucking the girl of your dreams and crushing you.
Yes. So he goes to the occult shop.
Yes.
And he starts
looking for a crystal, but they don't have any.
They did. Yeah, not that they like. He's looking at the whole tree hanging, and I guess he didn't get one.
He didn't get one because originally, he got the One Wish Willow.
Yeah.
A novelty toy that claims to grant one wish per person when broken. So later that night, I guess they go out, they party, and he drives her home. And he has his moment. He has his chance. Here's his chance to say, I like you. She actually says.
She says, do you like me? Because I bet you her and Ian's telling her all this stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
And in hindsight,
her and Ian are talking in the background.
Yeah, he's like, oh, he's going to tell you this. You got to let him down easy. So she gives him even the out. Like, dude, do you like me? Like, I think they were
trying to give him away for him to grow the balls to
and he says, no, not like that.
Yeah, and of course he pussies out. He fucking weasels his way out of it. He nice guys out of it.
And look, I feel like this moment of him breaking the One Wish Willow was a little, it could have been done better. Like, you could be like, got this fucking gift for you. One wish my ass. But he didn't do that. He was like, ooh, I get to get a wish. He was like, grabs it from the back seat, and he's like, one wish, Willow.
Yeah,
and he opens it, and he reads it, and then he goes, I wish you'd love me more than anyone in the world. Like, it wasn't, it didn't seem believable. Like, I could be like, fuck, I just wanted you to love me. You know what I mean? Like, it could have been done better where I don't know. It seemed like he actually knew he was going to get this wish. Like, it just was, and maybe, I don't know. It was weird.
It was a big moment.
But you know what I mean? Like, you could
the
see
wish moment.
somebody.
There was a supernatural wish moment. It wasn't like
Like in Big, he gets mad that he can't go on something, and he's like, I wish I was taller, or I wish I was bigger, or whatever. Yeah. And he's frustrated in that moment. Yeah. Like, you're frustrated, so you break it. That would have been a perfect.
Right.
Instead,
he was
so
just,
like
wishy-washy.
Love me more than anyone in the world. And I swear he shut his eyes and was like,
he sits down to pee.
Stop it. Like, don't act like there's a problem with that. It's okay, whoever sits down to pee. Okay? I know a lot of men that sit down to pee.
Yeah. All right, so later that night, Nikki directly asks Bear if he likes her. Bear denies nervously, frustrated with himself, breaks the wish Willow, wishing for Nikki to love more than anyone in the world. Nikki asks to sleep at Bear's house. She creepily just shows up, raises a knock, 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 and it just instantly kicks in.
Which I appreciated that too. But
yeah, that was a good.
He's like, but he's so like, I just freaking hate his personality, because wouldn't you just be like, what? No, like I don't know. He was, and you're kind of getting this back and forth, but he almost. I felt like the way that he was acting, at least, he believed it already. So that's why every step along the way after that gave me a problem. And even if he didn't, he was like, okay, maybe she's just going through something right now. All right, come in.
Well, yeah, I feel like he was like, oh, I got my wish. Nikki loves me. He didn't realize until later that it wasn't actually her. She was her, like it was somebody else in her body.
I know, but still, even in that moment, that's what I mean. Like, he believed that something happened in that moment. You saw it in his face. And if you didn't want him to believe it, then you should have. And
he was trying to laugh it off, just be like, haha, nah, Nikki just likes me now. Oh, dude, I just wanted to kill him. So Nikki has to sleep at Bear's house, confiding that her estranged father is dying of cancer. While in bed, she kisses him, but abruptly screams and pulls back.
Dude, this freaked me out, though, when she just screams. Like, there were parts where, now we know later, but again, I like that because it's kind of supernatural. You know that she's in there, but it's not her, and he's like, what the hell's going on? But even in that moment, if you made a wish, and this is where I understand an incel being like, oh, my wish came true. This is the Nikki, then she loves me now. But in that moment, wouldn't you be like, fuck, I just made her change her mind.
Yeah.
But in his messed up head, he could have thought, well, maybe she did like me, and this just pushed her. So but they didn't really play with that a lot. You kind of keep looking at his eyes, and you think, oh, he knows. He knows this isn't her, and he's going to keep going and going and going. And then there's awful parts, which we'll get to, and he doesn't tell anyone. Like, looks like she's dying half the time. Why wouldn't you tell somebody?
Yep.
Even Ian, tell your fucking friends.
Yep. All right, well, on the way to this, I want to bring up something, too, that you just reminded me of, because another comment that I saw people saying on the internet before her being possessed, people were saying, oh, well, you know, she might have liked him before she got possessed. She might have really liked him, because we don't know, because he never actually asked her and she never actually told him no. So, you know, Nikki might have actually really liked him, but he'll never know now because he did the wish. And I was like, no.
Hey, guess what? You know if I like you.
She didn't like him. She actually says ew when somebody else said something about the two of them being romantically, like, hinted or joked about them being romantically a couple or something.
And she
said, ew, that's my brother. Ew, that's like my brother, or something. She said like that.
Something.
Ew, that's like my brother. She says ew, like literally ew. If a girl's into you, they don't say ew. Okay? Guys, I know this might be a shocker, but ew. It's not playing hard to get. It's not, no. She doesn't like you. If her first reaction to you and this one are romantic, ew, no, That's a no.
And it wasn't like, okay,
Plus, yes, she's been fucking Ian for 2 years.
And it wasn't like oh my God, stop. Ew. You're not,
Right.
You know when somebody's flirting, you know when it's like, no, my God, no, we're like, oh, you're like my brother. You're just a friend. No, you know what somebody wants, and especially even friends with for so long. No. You're not waiting for this guy to sweep you off your feet. Are you kidding me? If you liked him, you would tell him.
Right.
Because she was dominant.
And I think deep down, Bear knew that Nikki did not like him like that.
Of course
too.
he did.
And that's why he was afraid, because he didn't want to ruin his
Friendship with her.
Not just friendship, but his like ideal of her being the perfect woman and this perfect. We didn't want to soil anything like that. Yes, the friendship too, but because when she gives him the chance, you can clearly see she doesn't like him. She's like, dude, do you like me? Just fucking say so we can get this over with and I can shoot you down.
The way
you
she
can
said
tell
that,
it.
yeah.
You can tell.
She's like, come on, do you like me?
Just get it over with, dude.
Yeah.
Spit it out.
But
Be a man.
instead, in that moment, he makes his wish, which, again, it wasn't from frustration like the writing should have been. And she immediately switches. He fucking knew. He knew that he did it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And he knew that he didn't like her. She didn't like him before.
Yeah. So
that's why he didn't have the nerve to ever do it, because he knew he was going to get shot down.
Exactly. And
so all you guys on the internet that are saying, maybe look at... No, Nikki didn't like him. Nikki didn't really like him before the wish. No.
No, it was very obvious.
You're wrong.
And in that moment...
and you're problematic.
That he brings her back to the house. You knew that she didn't like you. She said, ooh. She flat out asked you...
And then the first time you kiss, she screams and freaks out.
She screams, and then she's like, I just want to be back. And okay, so even if so in that moment, you're going, damn, my wish worked, which is written all over his face. Right then and there, you are now making awful decisions.
Yep.
You're now making awful decisions.
You know that she's done.
You know it's not really
making
her.
These decisions on her own.
Yeah, you took her autonomy away.
Yep.
Immediately.
And it gets worse. So, all right, the next morning, Nikki creates a memorial with the remains of Bear's cat, Disturbing Bear. But not enough for him to kick her out or do anything about the whole situation. That same night, she explains her erratic behavior was a result of taking MDMA and admits her feelings for him. Nikki and Bear start happily dating. Ian later informs Bear that Nikki told Sarah she saw Bear as her little brother shortly before they began dating, and that she lied about her father's cancer. So... okay.
Yeah. She's like, she doesn't even talk to her dad.
Ian tries to kind of, hey, dude, she's your little brother. It's a little weird. Like, I remember him coming. I'll bet he thought it was a little weird because he's fucking her until all of a sudden he makes this wish, and now all of a sudden she loves Bear, and he's not getting no Nikki pussy no more, and he's not getting no friends with benefits action.
Yep.
And now she's all madly in love with the dude and I guarantee
they were talking about letting him down.
Right. So, like, Ian knows that Nikki wants nothing to do with him like this, and now all of a sudden, so he should have been more, that for 2 years, like, him and Nikki have been talking back and forth and being like,
I think
he likes you. Oh, I don't like him like that. Yeah, I know. Somebody should tell him. Well, he's got to speak up. And I'm not going to tell him. It's not my responsibility now that we're fucking. But whatever.
Well, it did kind of come out like he was calling her a bunch. I think they showed him calling her, and she wasn't answering.
Yeah.
And then
a couple times, yeah.
Then at the part, he was like, dude. He said to Barry, he's like, dude, it's just weird, and like I'm worried about her. Yeah. Like, so he's starting to like. This is not normal. I don't understand why she's just all of a sudden with you. And he's like, well, like, I don't even know what he said, but I didn't want to listen.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. That night, Bear wakes up to see Nikki watching him sleep.
This scene was
good and creepy.
Good and creepy.
I love when she walked over with the vase in front of her face.
And there was no VFX, like that was all just regular makeup that they used with the actual just regular makeup, and they darkened under her eyes, and they showed how they did it online. So that was really cool. It wasn't like...
Yeah, this was a legitimately creepy scene.
It wasn't even special effects. It was just makeup.
So, and she accuses him of not reciprocating her love. The next morning, he is horrified to discover that Nikki has made him a sandwich using Sandy's remains.
Oh, dude, come on.
Yeah, that was a bit much.
Dude,
It's a bit much. And why is she doing this? Because she's a demon now, and they like
we
them
don't
things.
know. We don't
never
know.
get any of this stuff explained.
Because
It's
that's what my
shock
biggest
value.
problem.
Why is she doing it? Because the writer wants to shock people. The director wants to shock people because it'll be fucked up.
It's almost as if they would have, and I understand this is where like interpretation comes in. Like I thought later on, I started to think about this, like because she is something supernatural or a demon because of the phone call we get with all the and stuff. I'm thinking she's a demon who doesn't know what you're supposed to eat, doesn't know what you're supposed to do, doesn't know how to react. Like that's kind of how I interpreted it, but in the moment I didn't. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, okay, maybe she just made it off the wall. But that part of it was never explained. Even with the phone call, it's like some dude that's like high, like, and he's like, "Oh, you can't get your witch back, man." Oh.
Well, the phone call was good enough that we finally
got something.
So we'll get to the phone call. It's coming up. But yeah, the whole sandwich thing, like, okay, I get the cat dies. That adds to Bear's grief. Like there are certain beats of the story that make sense within the plot, right?
Yeah.
Like and that move the plot forward. Like the cat dying served the purpose of that was the last straw that pushes Bear over the edge, and he really needs Nikki now. Oh, I need Nikki.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, get that. Her doing the shrine. Okay, that's a little weird, but whatever. She's possessed. Dead things. Respect for the dead.
Yeah.
She's like from hell or whatever now. She's been replaced. Whatever.
Yeah.
Dead nigga. When it comes to the sandwich thing, I'm like, where does that fall into the narrative? What purpose? Like, that literally jumps out to me as he's just sitting around and went, oh, you know, it'd be fucked up if he made her a sandwich. I mean, if she made him a sandwich with his dead cat. Like, what does that have to do with the narrative and moving the narrative
I think
forward?
it was like...
It's just like fucked up shit.
It was fucked up shit.
And
that's
just
never really explained.
That's never really explained. Just like the weird, jerky, contortionist movements that we get here and there in certain scenes, which are never explained. Like, okay, like
she's demonic, but you don't actually get that.
Why is she jerky sometimes and not other times? Like she's clearly possessed by this demon thing the entire time, unless when she bursts out these certain outbursts that she has, kill me and the scream and those little outbursts where her real self comes through, it's this demon. Yeah. So, or whatever is possessing her body and fulfilling his wish.
And when he goes to work and she basically glitches there and gets stuck.
Oh, yeah.
I have a lot of problems with that. Yeah, I have a lot of problems with that. But that she doesn't know how to act in a normal life, and her sole purpose there is for Bear. So I guess with the cat sandwich she wanted to make, I don't know. This is just...
She knew other things. Yeah. Like she knew to make a sandwich, but she doesn't know that cat doesn't go on, that the dead cat doesn't go on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like she knows how to make a sandwich. She knows how to pack a lunch.
Yeah. My problem with Bear...
But she doesn't know that you don't put a dead cat on the lunch.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, I get what you're saying. Like, okay, maybe if she was a demon, she doesn't understand how things work in our world. But she understood it well enough to pack him a lunch and make him a sandwich.
Yeah, I don't know.
But doesn't know that the lunch meat that's in the refrigerator goes on the sandwich, not the dead cat that you made a shrine to.
Well, she kind of like laughed about it when he brought it up, too. I think.
It just doesn't, and again, it just doesn't make any sense.
But also, I got so much more pissed at him at that moment, because at that moment, why are you putting her into a hospital?
Right.
Why aren't you, you're worried about her, but you're not telling a single soul. And at that point, I would have at least told my best friend. Yep. One of them.
Yeah. Well, no, because...
if you don't want to go to the hospital or the police or anything, why the fuck aren't you telling your friends what happened?
And at this point, Ian accuses Bear of using Nikki and stating that her behavior has radically changed. He says he's taken advantage of her.
Yep.
But he also says that the fucking cancer thing is a lie. So whatever mental thing she's going through right now, he's questioning whether Bear's taking advantage of her.
Yeah.
And if I'm a friend and I'm questioning this too, and I'm the one that's been fucking her for 2 years, and all of a sudden now she's in love with the dude who she told me she couldn't stand and didn't want to have anything romantically to do with.
I'd be like, you did something,
What the fuck is going on,
You did
dude?
something. Yeah.
Something is going on here.
Yeah.
I would be like, just fucking open your mouth. Tell me what the fuck is going on. She and I were fucking for 2 years. I should have told you before, but I didn't. Something weird is happening here.
Yeah.
So, but no, none of that happens. Instead, he just says, and Bear calls the One Wish Willow customer support to try and alter his wish. The voice on the other end says the wish will only expire when Bear or Nikki dies, then puts a hysterically screaming Nikki on the line.
Oh, well, that was supposed to be Nikki?
Yeah, he says, don't you want to talk to her? And she's like,
Yeah, but I thought it... Yeah.
She's in hell being tortured.
But I heard
that's why she comes and says, kill me.
I know. I heard yelling, I thought, before he said, do you want to talk to her? So I just assumed when he says no, 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 that was just screaming in the background. And I realized it was actually her.
So there is screaming in the background.
Yeah, so I just thought it was just louder.
Yes, hers was louder. When he says, do you want to talk to Nikki? It gets louder. There's like when he's on the phone, the whole time he's on the phone, you can kind of hear in the background multiple groans and stuff going on. It's when he says, do you want to talk to Nikki, that the one gets louder and you hear her voice is the one that's in there screaming.
Yeah, because he said no, I didn't realize that was supposed to be Nikki. I thought it was just another.
So that's why later when she snaps out of it and says, kill me, it's putting the pieces together that, oh shit, yeah, like she's in like hell or some kind of hell dimension being just tortured.
Yeah.
While he's living out his fantasy with her body.
Yeah.
And whatever it is autopiloting her body, fulfilling his wish. Mm-hmm. Like the whole thing is just so fucking gross, man. It's so fucking gross.
I know, which...
it's so gross.
It's so gross for my taste, but I can understand how psychological horror people like it, and it did its job. It made me cringe. It gave me the fucking ick.
I think a lot of the grossness too, for me, comes from the people missing the point of it.
Oh God,
that's
where the anger.
But again, it's because of the way his execution for a lot of this stuff is so clumsily handled. I feel like a lot of this, dude. So I get it. Everybody loves the YouTube guys, but there's a lot of plot holes here. Okay, so Nikki accompanies Bear to a party at Ian's house that night, despite her protests. During a game of drunk Jenga, Nikki recites a violent, incestuous retelling of Hansel and Gretel.
Yeah, and then she's like, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
And it's just like the biggest, make everybody in the room uncomfortable. Yeah. Like, I've been at parties with drunk, crazy girls before, or drunk, crazy people just saying crazy shit. Not just women, but
Thank you.
making everybody feel uncomfortable. I've been plenty of parties. And this one probably takes the cake.
Oh my God. Well, the next thing, the daring him to kiss the person to his left, and it's Sarah.
God, it's Sarah,
This part was so uncomfortable. She
walks over,
stands up, very silent, walks a chair, pulls it back, and then sits down.
And Sarah's just like, what the fuck is going on right now?
I know.
Slide her chair back.
That whole part was like, everyone there should have literally been like, she's got to go to a hospital.
Yeah.
I just don't understand. And then her laugh after, I'm kidding, guys, I'm kidding. Like, that was not her laugh. That was creepy.
Yeah.
Like, all of these moments, I was going, oh my, like, I was cringing. I was just cringing. So, ugh.
Yep, so Nikki asks Sarah from her seat, kisses Bear instead. Nikki then starts screaming before stabbing her own face with a broken bottle.
Oh yeah, shit! I forgot about that.
I figured you would.
That was a cool scene.
That was a cool scene, but here's my problem again, dude. Here's my problem again. Before we even move further, okay? If you are Ian, if you are any of the friends of any of these friends, but especially Ian, who has been fucking Nikki for 2 years, would you not accompany them to the hospital? Would you not? They're like, oh yeah, we got to get her to a hospital. Would you not? You're just going to send her with the guy who you suspect has been using her and abusing his friendship with her and taking advantage of her, whatever's going on with her?
I'd be like, something's going on.
I'm
coming with you.
Yep, exactly.
Even if you don't care about her romantically,
100%.
they're her friends.
Yep. They'd be like, okay, that's it. Something's wrong with her. We got to take her and get her 302 to whatever the fucking term is, whatever, okay?
It
so
is
that's
302.
So that's where my problems with this whole thing begin.
Yeah.
And again, this is the writing. He wanted her to do something crazy. Oh, I'm going to stab myself in the head. If you really stab yourself in the fucking head with a bottle and someone brings you to the emergency room, you can't deny, right?
Yeah.
That, like, the person, like, because we see silhouette.
You can, what? Deny what?
The ER, the scene now,
Yeah.
not only do the friends not accompany them He drives her to the ER. We don't get privy to the conversation. We are super far back getting a wide shot with a silhouetted Bear talking with a nurse, and it appears that they're trying to get her to go into the ER, and Nikki won't go, so the nurse says, "Oh, well," and just walks into the fucking hospital.
You can do that in the United States of America in every single solitary state.
And
you do not have to. No, even if you get 302'd by a family member, you can sign yourself out if you're over 18. That's where people do it all the time.
If somebody is violently hurting themselves,
you cannot physically make
make them go into a hospital.
No, you cannot. No, you cannot. Not a nurse. No, I work in healthcare. We are not allowed to physically make anybody come in.
All right.
If you call the police and get them to detain them and actually give them a disorderly conduct and cuff them, then the cops can bring them in.
Okay.
But she would have to be like actively hurting herself out front for that nurse to want to call. If she's just standing there saying, "I'm fine."
But she stabbed herself in the head with a bottle twice and has big gashes on her head.
So that it depends on what that conversation was, really. It could have been Bear. That's why we're not privy to what it was. But no, you can't. You can call the cops. They would have been gone by then, though. You know what I mean? So
why would they? Why? Okay.
Legally, you cannot force.
Okay. So if the nurse could not have taken her in 302 her or whatever,
no,
or declare her mentally unfit to leave the hospital, whatever the case may be, would the nurse not call the police and question whether she did that to herself or whether Bear did that to her or somebody else?
It depends on what that conversation was. I've had people come in with stuff and they're like, "Oh, I fell." Bear could have been the one saying that she didn't do it to herself. Because who knows, that he could have been like, "Oh, let's just get you stitched up."
Then how did she get the stitches? She doesn't go in and get stitches. How would she get, who was he going to say did it to her then? Then the police would really be called if somebody else stabbed her in the head with the bottle.
No, she would have to be the one to call the cops. You can't call on behalf of somebody else and say, "They said there's a girl that's here. They said something happened at a party. Some guy did this." A witness and the actual victim has to make that report.
Okay,
no, you
fair
can't.
Enough. All right.
You can't.
Okay, well then let's back it up then. You don't think Ian would call the police or somebody would call 911? They would just let her leave.
That's my problem with everything. That's what they should have done. But
so the friends can call the police.
Yes, none of them
and if
did.
she's hurting herself and stabbing herself in the head with a bottle,
one of those goddamn people
should have called 911.
Yes, and I don't
just
understand.
Let her leave with Bear.
No, and an entire party, you would have at least heard one of. Look, teenagers don't really call.
These aren't teenagers.
These aren't teenagers.
These aren't teenagers. They're in their mid-20s.
Yeah, they're drinking.
They've been out of school and they're working a job now.
Exactly. So I could see if it was a teenage party, them saying the early 20s, but not a single person said call 911. Nobody did. So I had problems with that.
Okay.
Once
I just
got
wanted the clearing thing on because I just felt like the nurse or the hospital would be somebody of authority. I figured somebody of authority would be able to to red flag this whole situation. But again,
well, think about it.
And I think that's why they give us we need to back up and not let the audience hear the conversation that goes on. And that way we can drive away from the hospital like nothing happened.
There's no way that he walked up there, even knowing this entire storyline, and said, she did this to herself. He was probably like, let's just say you fell. Let's just say whatever. That's why if she was like, okay, we got to come in.
Well, that's why Ian or the other friends should have gone with them.
But so that's probably how we get her not to
I still find it that whole situation completely unbelievable. If one of my friends stabs themselves in the head with a fucking bottle, there would have been more. I'm accompanying them to the hospital. If I don't just call 911 for an ambulance.
First off, any human at least one, let's not say any human, at least one of those people at that party would have called 911 immediately. And those dudes all standing around, even Ian, what would you do if I started stabbing? Wouldn't you grab my arm and literally bear hug me to not hurt myself?
Yeah.
Nobody did that. They just stood there and watched. And I understand being a little shocked, but nobody, come on, not a single one. There's always that one hero that grabs the bottle so they don't keep hurting themselves. Yep. And somebody would have called 911. But we wouldn't have the ending if we didn't have Bear just taking her to the hospital by herself, which is why legally, they can't just they don't know what the fuck happened. You know, I've had people
All right.
I thought happened worse, and it was, you know, whatever they tell me.
All right, well, that clears that up. But again, I still think 911 would have been called before this, so I call bullshit on the whole scene.
See, yeah, exactly.
All right, so let's see. Now, later that night, Nikki threatens suicide to make Bear join her in bed because now he's like, you know.
And at this point, I'm like, how?
And we skipped over the whole actual gratuitous sex scene that they showed with her just staring lifelessly into the fucking sky while he pounds away on her.
Yeah,
because, you know, the champion of the world, and
Oh God.
and she's just
Yeah, that was very
like not even there. It was very disturbing.
Yeah, and even if you thought that it was her in the beginning, like,
Yep.
ugh.
Well, when she snaps out of it, and well, here we go. Let's see.
All of these decisions that he made after is what makes him the villain.
Yeah,
That's why I
exactly.
tried telling people it's not, oh, he didn't mean for it to be this bad. No shit, he didn't mean it.
But after it happens,
After it all happens and you keep making awful decision after decision after, you're not even helping her when she smashes her eye with a bottle.
Yep.
You're not, you don't call 911 and get her in somewhere. You don't care about her anymore. Now it's all selfish. It's just, you're trying to hide what you did. You're the villain, Bear. And I don't know how anybody doesn't see that.
Yep. Nope.
It is black and white.
Yep. All right. So Bear joins her in bed. While they're asleep, Sarah texts Bear to meet at the park and talk. While Bear attempts to leave, a lucid Nikki awakens, claiming that her obsessive persona is asleep and begs Bear to kill her. And he refuses, offended that she would rather die than be with him because it's all about Bear.
At this point, too, I was like,
this is where he's absolutely.
How did anyone not see him as
Yep,
the villain by the
This
end?
is absolutely where, this is the final straw. This was like the final. If there was any question now, it is not ambiguous anymore.
It is not even question.
She's asking for death, and he's saying, oh, would it really be so bad to be with me? Because it's all about him. It is. He doesn't care about what she wants at all.
Nope.
And unfortunately, this is the way a lot of men think. That this is the way
I can't.
that women should just bow to their needs and just.
I just can't understand people that saw that part alone and think that he is not the villain. I've gotten into it doesn't make sense. She's literally begging him to kill her because she is that upset and that sad and not controlling her body, and he makes it about himself.
She's in hell while this whatever is possessing her and doing all this stuff.
What did he say, bad? Yeah, Bear,
Yeah,
clearly it is.
It is.
Clearly, this is how bad it could be. Goddamn asshole.
All right. So he refuses, blah, 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 offended she would rather die to be with him. So now he meets Sarah. She reveals to Bear that Ian and Nikki have been casually hooking up for 2 years and is concerned that Nikki is using him to get back at Ian. After Sarah hints at her own attraction to Bear, Nikki suddenly appears and murders her by repeatedly slamming her head into a brick.
Dude, I actually did not expect this coming. I knew she was going to come.
I knew something was coming because
I knew
the way
something
they
was coming.
framed the shot.
Yes, but I was not expecting to this degree.
Right. Well, and again, it took me a second to realize there was a brick involved. At first, it
Oh,
looked
I
like
saw
she
that.
smashed the windshield and was bashing her face into the horn. So I was like, okay.
Oh no, I saw that.
But then I was
right
like, that's
away.
a lot of blood for the horn. And I was like, oh, there's a brick in there. Okay. So you're telling me that little Nikki, little 80-pound Nikki,
Demon Nikki.
demon, whatever, runs up with the brick. I would assume smashes I don't know if she's
but
right or
got,
left-handed.
Like superpowers.
Smashes the glass, switches hands with the brick so that she's holding it in her left hand.
Did she switch hands?
I don't know. This is what I'm trying to
No, I
remember.
don't
Or
think
did she
she did.
smash it with her left hand,
Yeah.
smash the glass through the brick, and then grabs her hair and just bang, holds this down here, and this is the motion that we're going for here. This is what we're saying happened. And she just and never did Sarah get a chance to put her hands up or anything to try and not after the.
No,
I mean,
she didn't see it coming.
I know she doesn't see it coming, but look, she wasn't dead after the first hit.
She could have been knocked unconscious.
I don't think she was knocked unconscious either after the first hit.
All
I mean,
right,
I just question whether she wouldn't, when the glass breaks, my first instinct would be to do this. My hands would come up.
I know.
So her hands would already be up, I feel like. And this whole bashing the head thing, again, I feel like this was written just for shock value because, oh, it'd be great if she just bashed her head on a brick like 100 times. Because that's what we find out now is coming in the director's cut is this super long, and it was already pretty long for the movie.
It was really long.
But apparently the studios told him he had to cut some of the bashes out. So he finally
I get what you're saying. However,
I just feel
when
like it was
something
just
is
over the top.
supernatural or demonic in any way, all of that goes out the window. Because it was quick. If you remember, she came up, it was like, pew, and immediately, it was like so quick.
So here, what are the rules of the supernatural then? She's so strong that she could do all this stuff. Why doesn't she just break her neck? Why doesn't she just rip her head off? Why
Because
doesn't
it's
she
rage. It's obsessed rage. She thought they were...
If you want to look at it as that, for me, I saw it more as shock value. I saw it more as the director's doing a cheap trick for shock value.
They are, but it's rage from one woman to one woman. That's why her death is so much worse, because it was jealousy and rage. That's because they were going to kiss.
So I feel like then the whole scene should have played out a little better. Maybe they were outside of the car and Nikki sneaks up on him and hits her with a bat or something like that, or hits her in the head with the brick and knocks her out first. The whole Nikki smashing the window and this whole setup inside the window, the leverage to do all this. I'm just thinking about the physical mechanics it takes to do.
I know you are, but
what
once you
was
add
being
that
done,
supernatural, it kind of...
And that the person would have a chance to fight back. She wouldn't have been knocked out from this first one or two. I don't think she would be knocked out. You would have to get a clean, not see it coming sucker hit from behind to really knock somebody out with a brick in the head.
It's not always that simple, but...
I just
get what you're saying.
I question the physics of it, and to me, just like the cat sandwich, this felt like forced
absolutely
shock value just for shock value's sake.
Yeah, it was. And it was, like you said, or what I said, it was more, they wanted to show this obsessed rage and jealousy to her because she was jealous. She thought they had a thing going on.
And I'm sure this is like a metaphor for women hating other women. Jealousy and all that.
It's all, everything's metaphoric.
Well, it is. That's what art is.
No, I'm saying I know, but
in this fucking metaphor.
But we could go with this movie. We could go on for days trying to say what it is, what it isn't. Yeah. Well, us women, we're jealous of each other. We attack each other. If your man cheats on you, you attack the woman and not your man. Yes, this is a tale as old as time.
Exactly.
So I didn't. It's not even a metaphor. It just is what it is. She was jealous. She attacked her. It happens all the time. But because she's obsessed and demonic, it was overkill. So I got it. But like you said, it was just too.
Well, this was one of the things
much.
that was, again, this was gratuitous violence to women. Now, it's done by another woman, so I guess that's how they are okay, well, it's another woman doing the violence to another woman, so it's not misogynistic, but to me, it still feels a little misogynistic because no dude gets fucked up like this in the movie. Mm-hmm. We're going to keep going. You've already seen the movie, so you already know. The one dude gets shot and dies.
Yep.
Ian, he gets off easy. And Bear gets off the easiest. He gets the overdose.
Yeah,
fucking overdose? Really?
Dude, the second we saw the cat overdose, I go, somebody's overdosing at the end of this movie. And then I just knew, it. That's coming back. That oxycodone. He puts the whole entire goddamn thing. It's a big ass jug.
And puts it back in.
That second, I think I said it out loud to you. I go, we're gonna see that later.
Yeah. Foreshadowing.
Yeah, but
let's not get to the end yet. We got after the brick. Nikki instructs traumatized Ben to return home while she disposes of the body. Mm-hmm. Bear then goes to the occult shop instead, of course, and tries to buy the last 2 one-wish willows from the occult shop, tries to reverse his wish, but is unable to snap one. It's only 1 wish per customer.
I thought that was a cool... All right,
it was okay.
Snap it again.
Yeah, that was fine.
For the
I like the occult shop. I thought the occult shop was fun. It was very Buffy-esque. And I liked how, the occult shop owners were kind of fucking with him when he first comes in.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. That was fun. It was a fun whole thing. But
which gives me a little hope if they do this anthology thing with different things in that shop. If
those shops will be
the
old Friday the 13th series.
I'm in for it. Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
All right, so Bear explains the situation to Ian finally and begs him to undo the wish. And this was like, I laughed so hard. This was like one of the greatest points in the movie.
Which part? I didn't read ahead.
Ian, in disbelief, instead wishes for $1 billion.
Oh my fucking...
And makes it rain.
First off, I thought
I
it was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen because I was like, would you get your wish that instantly? Why isn't everyone?
It creates so many problems for the universe. Yes. Believe me, it creates so many problems for the universe. But in the moment, it was funny because
it was funny. It should have been like, oh, you got crypto, like something like, wait, what? I just went up a couple bucks, and then it keeps climbing. That's how it's literally it starts falling from the ceiling.
Yep, it was awesome.
And he literally says to him, "Don't come, no matter what, to the house, dumbass." Ian. For $1 billion, you ain't gonna listen, are you? Well,
yeah. I just crack it up because he just fucked Bear. That was the best part of it. I was like, Bear's face when he did it. That was like, because you don't get a solid ending for like Bear doesn't get fucked up like he should. So that
he knows he's got to take his own life now. So
that was like that was Bear's comeuppance right there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's see. Bear returns home with the last one-wish willow to get Nicky to reverse his wish. And here's my next hated part. He discovers Sarah's mutilated corpse and sees Nicky wearing Sarah's clothing before she threatens Bear and herself at gunpoint. Okay. So what exactly, again, besides shock value, is the point of Sarah's mutilated body now naked?
Well, she did it with the cat, so I feel like it's.
It wasn't a.
She did the same thing with the dead cat.
No, was it like a memorial?
No, but she displayed
the cat was a memorial,
and she displayed Sarah.
Yeah, but Sarah wasn't a memorial. It was just like her showing her handiwork of killing her.
Maybe
if that's the only way I could come up with explaining it. She was supposed to be disposing of the body, is what she told Bear, and instead she takes it to the house and props it up on a chair so that they can look at it.
I think, maybe.
And she could put her clothes on, like the whole thing. It just didn't make any sense. And I was like, why are we doing this? Like, this is just more like.
I just found it that
subtle misogyny against women. We just want to show like women brutalized and this brutalized naked woman. Now she's naked. Wasn't bad enough. We just smashed the only good character, the only nice character. She got her face smashed in just for trying to do the right thing and finally telling Bear. She's the one that finally tells Bear the truth. While the other two assholes have been lying behind his back for 2 years.
Yeah.
She's finally the one that's going to tell him the truth. And this is what she gets for it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The only thing would be that she doesn't know what to do and, how to dispose of bodies. So
but then why is she wearing her clothes?
Because she's messed up. There's many things that she's done that
and again,
you can't rationalize irrational shit.
I feel like there's these, again, it was just Carrie Barker going, what could be the most fucked up thing Bear could come home to right now? Ooh, what if he comes home and the body's there? Ooh, yeah, that's good. Ooh, what if it's naked? Oh, and what if Nicky's wearing her fucking clothes? Yeah! Why? Who cares? It's fucked up. I just feel like it's fucked up for the sake of being fucked up. I just feel like there's no rhyme or reason here. Again, and this is, maybe I'm old and I don't get YouTube filmmaking. Maybe this is just YouTube filmmaking. It's just like a patchwork of little short, fucked up little sequences put together, cobbled together with story loosely to make it into some kind of narrative. Yeah. It's just him trying to do fucked up shit in little bits, and then he puts a little story to it. So, and we'll probably get a ton of hate for this because I know everybody fucking loves this movie. They're all gushing over it, and it's just
it made you uncomfortable, but you're trying to make understand it, and I do, and I get what you're saying. Like it's just piecing it together. But
I'm not just trying to rationalize. Like I said, as from a writing perspective, this is why I break down and I review movies. I went to school for filmmaking, for film writing, for script writing, and when you write a script, you shoot holes in the plot to try and bulletproof your script. That is a term. That is an old school term for writers everywhere. Bulletproof your script, not just for filmmaking, but for novels, for whatever it is. Bulletproof your manuscript, bulletproof your script. Go into the story, find the plot holes, and shoot them in your story so you can fill them.
Yes, I get that. But I'm saying, and I agree with you, but just for the sake of, being devil's advocate, we got to try and I try to go, okay, well, maybe, you
I know, just
think
like
this,
in the real world, you come up with
this is what you're supposed to do because
excuses and scenarios that.
Yes, but that's the whole point. We can't just you bash everything and then there's not any other view of it. I'm saying it's just so fucked up because she's so fucked up. So sometimes it is that. And she's demonic. She doesn't know how to make a proper sandwich. She doesn't. I'm just saying these are.
I get it. I get the devil's advocate of it. She's fucked up because she's possessed. But again, we don't go deep enough into the supernatural aspects of the One Wish Willow. Mm-hmm. What is possessing her? What the rules are here?
No, that made me.
That's the problem. That's my problem.
Yeah,
that's where I'm like, wait. That's why when you're supposed to shoot holes in the script, so you say, okay. What's going on here in this scene? I know it's freaky, but does it really jive with the rules that we've set previously, or is this now making it too weird?
Well, that's the thing. He never set rules. That's the issue. He probably knew exactly what he was doing. He was like, "We're not setting any supernatural rules. We're not explaining anything in depth." So it's going to be open to interpretation,
So you're just going to get cat sandwiches and naked women brutalized and strewn in the living room for no reason.
Yeah.
When you were supposed to be disposing of a dead body.
Yeah.
It just makes no sense.
Yeah.
All right.
So it doesn't, but yep, I guess we got that.
He discovers Sarah's mutilated corpse, sees Nikki wear Sarah's clothing before she threatens the bear and herself at gunpoint. Ian enters the house, only to be immediately shot dead by Nikki. Hey, what the fuck? Bang! Quickest, most painless death for an asshole ever.
Freaking moron. He told you
until the next quickest, painless death for an asshole ever.
Wait, now you believe him and now you want to go help Nikki? What, I don't...
Yeah, now you show up. You didn't bother going to the hospital with him. You didn't bother showing up when she was sleeping over his house after she fucked you for 2 years. But now you're going to show up, so it's convenient to the plot that you get shot.
Right after he said, whatever happens, don't
come over. Yeah.
Don't come to my apartment or whatever it is. Oh, walks in, boom, done.
Well, I mean, also, if you told me that after the girl I've been fucking for 2 years just fucking stabbed herself in the head and I've been suspecting you of raping her and graping and committing assault onto her for the last what is this, like a week that this movie takes place in? 2 weeks?
It was months with the way that when they did the little montage of them in bed.
It's like a week.
No, I thought it was I'm like, oh, they've been together for a couple months now because they showed them in all these different scenarios and then it was a week. And I was like, wait, what?
It's like a week.
And I was like, oh, they were on the bed. All of those clips of them on the bed were one time.
That was like the week.
Playing guitar or whatever the hell
they just sat in his house in bed all week and he just assaulted her.
I did think it was longer until I realized it wasn't.
All right, so yes. Ian's down, bang. Bear locks himself in the bathroom and consumes the last of the oxycodone that they foreshadowed earlier, as Steph pointed out. But quickly changes his mind and tries to induce vomiting. He's such a wishy-washy, spineless piece of shit that he can't even... He's
Save her in the end?
No, he can't even flip-flop on... He's got to flip-flop on killing himself.
But that's what I mean. Like, you could save her...
after
all the bullshit that you did, and you still are trying to get out of it.
Yep. No, he's going to try and get himself out of it and think that he can fucking make it work. And when he would say that every time he said, oh, we'll make it work, I'll make it work. Oh, my God, I wanted to fucking burst his skull in.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Quickly, he's trying to induce vomiting. Outside, Nikki uses the last One Wish Willow, and a wish-controlled bear emerges from the bathroom and kisses Nikki before dying from the overdose.
Yeah.
So that was good. I felt that, okay, you know what? Good. Taste of your own medicine. Boom. That was a nice little twist.
It was too quick.
But again, he shouldn't have fucking...
Well, I get it.
I didn't like the death. He should have been brutalized. He should have had his head smashed in. There should have been just brutality on his body.
That's what you wanted. Yeah, I get it. And I wanted it too.
Yep.
But her waking up from it, she's a great actress.
Well, she, heartbroken, she prepares to shoot herself, but then because Bear's death causes the real Nikki to regain control before she can, she wakes up and snaps out of it. She's horrified by the surrounding carnage and wails hysterically, and that's the end of the movie.
And honestly, it was really fucked up, and I think
It was.
perfect ending to this fucked up movie, because a perfect ending in the sense that it made it even worse.
Well, I would have rather that she woke up to like holding a bloody baseball bat in his head.
I get that.
That's what I would have rather woken
but
up to.
you feel even more terrible for her because now she's alive. She sees all these things.
She's going to jail because she killed Ian.
Yeah.
And she killed Sarah. She killed both of them, so she's going to jail.
I mean, unless she runs and, I don't know, gets the hell away somehow, but we'll never know. But just in that realization of, holy shit, what the hell just happened now? Everyone's dead around me. It was horrific in the sense of psychologically, like at the end, like I was like, oh, if you could feel worse for one human being, like I didn't think I could feel worse. Holy crap, now I feel even more terrible because now I'm thinking of what could happen to you after all this.
Yep. It's pretty terrible.
Yeah, it was terrible. And let's just say, because we're on the ending, the fact that his initial writing was to give it more of a Romeo and Juliet ending and they both die. I don't know where in your head that would have ever worked for this type of horror. And his dad and the crew all said, you got to have her stay alive, and it's because it's more shocking. And it was literally,
also,
you felt it when she came alive. You were like, oh my God.
Also, Romeo and Juliet is a tragic love story. This is not a love story, people.
Yeah.
She doesn't love him.
That's why I didn't understand.
She does not love him at all.
Unless he was going to do it where she gets to shoot herself in that moment, and then it's like they're dead. But so you feel bad because she shot herself not knowing, maybe he could have, maybe in that type of a Romeo and Juliet, if that's what he meant. But
that makes me, that ending, like, makes me think of all the fucking idiot non-comic book reading Joker and Harley fans.
Oh yeah, because that's the most toxic relationship.
Who ship Joker and Harley and put relationship goals, Joker and Harley, and they go out for Halloween as Joker and Harley, and not realizing that the Joker's an abusive fucking asshole, and that's why Harley eventually fucking gets the balls to fucking leave him. He doesn't love her. He fucking uses her and abuses the shit out of her.
Yep.
The same type of thing. That's that stupid ending that he wanted to do, the Romeo and Juliet ending. That would have made it even worse in my eyes, because that would have further.
Yes, it would have been worse.
Muddied the waters to him being a villain, because now you're saying that they were actually in love.
I don't think it would have done as great in the theaters if that was the ending, because the ending of this was that moment where I was like, I felt like a knife in my heart. I was like, oh my God,
I felt horrible for her.
Fucking poor soul.
I felt horrible for her there, but
I think everyone would have walked out and been like, that was fucking stupid. After all that.
Oh yeah, if it would have ended with like a Romeo and Juliet ending, I would have been screaming on my way out of that theater. I would have been smashing popcorn buckets.
Yeah.
Ronin smash puny popcorn buckets.
Yeah. Yes, usually I'm the one smashing things. Can I, before we wrap this up, because I am getting hungry. We got to wrap this up. But I want to say real quick, the one thing that they didn't talk about in this plot that I had a problem with was when, and I mentioned it once, when he went to work and she's just standing frozen at the door. Yes, the second he shuts the door, she starts peeing. And I get that. We want that image that she's just not going to move. The amount of shit, feces on the floor, and pee.
Was he gone for 3 days?
No, he was gone for like maybe 8 hours. So I could see like one thing. There was multiple feces marks. There was like it was very large, and I was like, I don't even think she's like eating. So where did that come from? All this peeing, and the vomiting. I didn't understand the vomiting unless because you're supernatural.
He was that was his Exorcist shock value moment. He was like, oh yeah, if he goes to work, she's just at home being the Exorcist, And then he comes home and she's just in a bunch of puke and piss and shit and all over herself, just in the same position. That would be creepy.
I mean, it was.
With no other explanation.
It was creepy, but I have a brain where I was like, wait, where did all that shit come from? Why are you shitting so much? And,
well, she's possessed, so.
And peeing so much. There was a large. It was just. Yeah, it was all over. And I'm like, in 8 hours, you would think that she would be weak and like fall over or something and just be like glitching on the floor. Not the vomit. I don't know.
Demon strength. Use your own logic against you.
It's the truth.
Demon strength.
But that's what it. Yeah.
Demon strength kept her.
She was glitching.
It couldn't hold her. It couldn't hold her bowels, so she had to shit and piss all over herself.
Again, this is when I play. I'm like, okay, I guess I could see because she's possessed.
Yeah, whatever.
But what?
Plot armor.
Yeah.
Plot armor. Just because he felt like it.
Yeah, I was like, that's a lot.
Hey man, Curry Barker felt like it, so that's why.
Okay, I gotta go use the ladies' room in a minute.
Yeah.
So
all right. Well, that's gonna do it. Let's wrap it up now, Steph Infection.
Yes.
So I'm gonna stay at a 6. I still didn't really enjoy the movie. I recognize that it's a decently made movie. It has its good points. It has its value. I'm happy that it's doing well for horror and independent horror and new, younger filmmakers. I'm glad that it's original IP and not another rehash, reboot, Hollywood cookie cutter turd. But at the same time, it still has its problems, and I worry that maybe some. And look, I know I'm old. You're gonna call me Unc or Gramps or whatever. Go ahead, but and I'm on YouTube, so I say this as positive, constructive criticism. If you want to make films, learn how to make films. Still, I know, YouTube, just go and make videos, and you can make content and create content. I create content. We create content all the time.
Yeah.
We also started to make a full feature film. It's a lot of fucking work. It's a whole nother animal. And, script writing is very important. Your script is going to make or break your movie for most people. Now, right now, the studios are going to be after all these YouTube kids and young filmmakers because they're breaking records and they're making them hordes of cash. The old greedy white studio heads see dollar signs. So we are going to get bombarded. So all I'm saying is, please do things like bulletproof your script. Study things like character development, character arcs. A big problem with this movie that I had was that nobody grows as a person in this movie. You're supposed to have a hero's journey, other character development, story arcs. Your characters are supposed to grow as people.
Yeah,
it's part of the hero's journey, and none of them do. There is no growth in this movie at all. They all stay the exact same shitty people
I hated
they start out as in the beginning.
Even Sarah, she can get fucked too.
Well, I was just mad at her because I was like, why do you even like this dude? You're an idiot.
No, yeah.
I was mad at her because she was fucking fawning all over this dude that has no personality.
Yeah.
You could do so much better, girl. Go to art school. Be a tattoo artist. Meet a nice guy. Get rid of this dork.
I agree.
So
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as traditional storytelling still matters, even in the YouTube realm. You still need your story arcs, your character development, your subplots to tie together, and a lot of stuff to make sense. Bulletproof your script.
Yeah.
It's the first thing I review, I criticize. So every movie that we review.
I know, and people will criticize us too, but it's
the writing. It's going to be the writing. Usually, you can have, if you have money, you're going to have a good camera. You're going to have a good cinematographer. You're going to hire good actors if you have money to hire good actors. But is your script polished? Is your script polished enough to be good? Because if it's not, your movie's not. It might fall flat for some people. So I get it. A lot of people love these movies, but for some of us, old heads, filmmakers, people that have done things the traditional way for so long, maybe some of these YouTube filmmakers aren't going to hit the same way. It's just the way it is. So we'll see how things go. I'm open to it. I'll check out Backrooms when it comes to streaming, but I'm not going to pay $20 to sit in a movie theater
Yeah.
for some liminal horror that's like Skinamarink, which I won't even watch streaming. I've never watched Skinamarink. Don't plan on watching it. Just not my thing.
No,
So,
me neither.
yes. That being said, I still recommend seeing this one in the theaters. It's good. It makes you think, but please pay attention. Men especially, pay attention. Please. So many missing the point. So many missing the mark. And I think that's partially due to the director's kind of ambiguous approach
Agree.
with the lead. So
Yep. Fully agree.
still a 6 though.
Yep.
And you are up to a 6. So.
I'm up to a 6 because I left and I was in the middle. I felt like I couldn't recommend it because I didn't like it, but then I thought it did its job. Now I respect it more. I understand there's a lot of problems, which we went through. I agree with everything you said, and I'm just going to give it a 6. I don't need to talk about everything over again.
All right, there you go. We
yeah.
both give Obsession by Kerry Barker a 6.
Yes.
So let us know what you think. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, ding the bell on YouTube, listen to the podcast on all the streaming platforms, and leave us some comments. Let us know what you think of Obsession, and if you agree or disagree with our takes, and if we're just old curmudgeons. All right, stay spooky, boo believers. Until next time.
Bye, Scream Hearts.